Before starting, just a quick reminder to hit that subscribe button. Only about 2% are subscribers now. At 1,000 subscribers, I'll be posting a special video. Smash the subscribe button now. Tsar stood in the grand hall of the prestigious Zurich Medical Academy, his heart pounding with excitement. Today was the day he had been waiting for. As one of the top students, he had been selected to study advanced human medical technology. This was a rare honor, and Tsar knew it could change the future of medicine for his people. The hall buzzed with the chatter of eager students, all waiting to meet the human scientist who would be their guide. Tsar's eyes scanned the crowd until he spotted her. Dr. Emily Clark, a brilliant and renowned scientist from Earth, stood at the front, her calm demeanor radiating confidence. "Welcome, everyone," Dr. Clark began, her voice clear and steady. "I am honored to be here and to share human medical advancements with you. Together, we will explore new frontiers in medicine." Tsar felt a thrill run through him. He had read about Dr. Clark's achievements and was eager to learn from her. As the session began, he was captivated by her knowledge and passion. She explained complex concepts with ease, making them understandable even to those unfamiliar with human technology. After the lecture, students were paired for practical sessions. To Tsar's surprise and delight, he was assigned to work directly with Dr. Clark. He approached her with a mix of excitement and nervousness. "Dr. Clark, it's an honor to meet you." "I'm Tsar," he said, trying to keep his voice steady. "Nice to meet you, Tsar," she replied with a warm smile. "I look forward to working with you." Their first project involved integrating human diagnostic tools with alien medical equipment. As they worked together, Tsar was amazed by Emily's expertise. She was patient and thorough, explaining each step and encouraging Tsar to ask questions. Over the weeks, their partnership grew stronger. They spent long hours in the lab, experimenting and discussing ideas. Tsar admired Emily's dedication and her innovative approach to problem solving. She, in turn, was impressed by Tsar's quick learning and his unique perspective on medicine. One evening, as they were wrapping up their work, Emily looked at Tsar thoughtfully. "You know, Tsar, I never imagined I would be here, working with someone from another world. It's fascinating how much we can learn from each other." Tsar nodded. "I feel the same way. Our worlds are so different, but our goal is the same: to save lives and make a difference." I'm grateful for this opportunity. As the weeks turned into months, Tsar and Emily's bond deepened. They shared not only their professional challenges, but also personal stories and dreams. Tsar found himself drawn to Emily in a way he hadn't expected. Her intelligence, kindness, and passion were qualities he admired deeply. However, their growing closeness did not go unnoticed. Some of the other students and faculty began to whisper about their partnership. In the alien society, relationships between species were frowned upon, and Tsar knew that their connection could lead to trouble. One evening, as they worked late in the lab, Emily looked at Tsar with concern. "Tsar, I've noticed the way people are talking about us. Are you worried about it?" Tsar sighed. "I am, but I don't want to stop working with you. What we're doing is important, and I believe in it." Emily reached out and gently touched his arm. "I feel the same way. We just need to be careful. Our work can speak for itself, and maybe, in time, people will understand." As they continued their work, Tsar and Emily faced numerous challenges, both in the lab and outside it. Their forbidden love grew stronger with each passing day, and they knew they had to find a way to make their relationship work, despite the odds. Thus began their journey, filled with ups and downs, as they navigated the complexities of combining human technology with alien medicine, and their own hearts intertwined in ways they never imagined. Tsar and Emily continued to work together, each day bringing new discoveries and challenges. Their project was ambitious, integrating human diagnostic tools with alien medical equipment to create a hybrid technology that could revolutionize healthcare. They faced technical hurdles and resistance from their peers, but their shared passion kept them going. One afternoon, Tsar and Emily were in the lab, examining the results of their latest experiment. They had managed to successfully combine a human MRI scanner with an alien biosensor, creating a device that could provide detailed, real-time images of internal organs. "This is incredible, Czar," Emily said, her eyes shining with excitement. "If we can refine this, it could save countless lives." Czar nodded, his own enthusiasm matching hers. "I agree. We need to run more tests, but we're on the right track." As they worked, the door to the lab opened, and Czar's friend and fellow student, Lyric, entered. He looked around cautiously before approaching them. "Czar, Emily," Lyric said quietly, "I've been hearing more rumors. Some of the faculty are concerned about how close you two have become. They think it might be inappropriate." Czar's heart sank. He knew this was coming, but it still hurt to hear. "Thanks for the warning, Lyric." "We'll be careful." After Lyric left, Emily turned to Czar, worry etched on her face. "What are we going to do, Czar? I don't want to stop working with you, but I also don't want to cause you any trouble." Czar took a deep breath. "We'll have to be discreet. Our work is too important to let this stop us. We'll prove that what we're doing is valuable, and hopefully, people will come around." Over the next few weeks, Czar and Emily focused intensely on their project, often working late into the night. They made significant progress, but the strain of hiding their relationship began to take its toll. They found solace in stolen moments, brief touches, and whispered words of encouragement. One evening, as they were preparing to leave the lab, Czar noticed Emily looking unusually tired. "Are you okay, Emily? You seem exhausted." Emily managed a small smile. "Just a bit worn out, Czar. We've been pushing ourselves hard. But it's worth it." Czar felt a surge of protectiveness. "Maybe we should take a break, even just for an evening." "Let's go for a walk and get some fresh air," Emily agreed, and they left the academy grounds, walking through the nearby forest. The alien landscape was beautiful, with bioluminescent plants casting a soft glow. As they walked, they talked about their hopes and dreams, their worries and fears. "Czar," Emily said softly, "I've never felt this way about anyone before. Our worlds are so different, but I can't imagine my life without you now." Czar stopped and turned to face her, his heart full of emotion. "I feel the same way, Emily. No matter what happens, I want to be with you." In that moment, surrounded by the alien beauty of the forest, they shared a tender kiss. It was a promise to each other that they would face whatever challenges came their way together. As they returned to the academy, they knew their path wouldn't be easy. They would have to navigate the scrutiny of their peers and the disapproval of the faculty. But their love gave them strength and determination. The next day, they presented their latest findings to a panel of senior faculty members. The integration of human and alien technology had shown remarkable results, and Czar and Emily's presentation was met with cautious approval. "Your work is impressive," one of the senior professors said, "but you must proceed carefully. The integration of such different technologies carries risks, and you must ensure it is safe for all patients." Czar and Emily nodded, promising to continue their work with diligence and care. As they left the meeting, Czar squeezed Emily's hand, a silent reminder that they were in this together. Their journey was far from over, but they had each other, and that gave them hope. The tension in the academy grew as Czar and Emily's relationship became harder to conceal. Their colleagues noticed their closeness, and whispers followed them wherever they went. Despite this, they pressed on, their work becoming even more groundbreaking. One day, Czar and Emily were working on a new prototype, a device that could heal wounds by combining human nanotechnology with alien regenerative techniques. As they fine-tuned the device, they were interrupted by a stern voice. "Czar, Dr. Clark, a word, please." It was Professor Vorik, one of the Academy's most respected and traditional figures. He was known for his strict adherence to the rules and his skepticism of human technology. Czar and Emily exchanged nervous glances before following Vorik to his office. The room was imposing, filled with ancient alien artifacts and holographic displays. Vorik sat behind his massive desk, his eyes fixed on the pair. "I've been hearing disturbing rumors about your relationship," Vorik began without preamble. "As you know, our society frowns upon such interactions. They are seen as a distraction and a potential threat to our cultural integrity." Tsar felt his heart pound in his chest. Professor Vorik, our relationship does not interfere with our work. In fact, it enhances it. Our collaboration has led to significant medical advancements. Vorik's eyes narrowed. Be that as it may, personal relationships between species are prohibited. I must insist that you end this, whatever it is, immediately. Emily stepped forward, her voice calm but firm. Professor Vorik, with all due respect, our work is crucial. The medical breakthroughs we've achieved could save countless lives. Our relationship is built on mutual respect and a shared goal. Vorik sighed heavily. I will not stand in the way of your research, but you must be discreet. If your relationship becomes a public scandal, it will jeopardize everything you've worked for. Do I make myself clear? Tsar and Emily nodded, relief mingled with anxiety. As they left Vorik's office, Tsar squeezed Emily's hand. We'll find a way to make this work, he whispered. Their project continued to advance, and they decided to test their latest prototype in a controlled environment. The healing device showed promise, rapidly closing wounds and regenerating tissue in their test subjects. It was a breakthrough that could revolutionize medical treatment. One evening, as they were analyzing data, Emily suddenly winced and clutched her side. Tsar rushed to her side, his face etched with concern. Emily, what's wrong? She took a shaky breath. It's nothing, just a sharp pain. I've been feeling it for a few days now. Tsar insisted on examining her and was alarmed to find an internal injury. Emily, you should have told me sooner. We need to treat this immediately. They used their prototype on Emily, hoping it would heal her as effectively as it had their test subjects. To their relief, the device worked, and Emily's pain subsided. You saved my life, Tsar, she said softly, gratitude and love shining in her eyes. You saved yourself, Emily, Tsar replied, his voice full of emotion. We did this together. As they celebrated their success, news of their device's effectiveness spread throughout the academy. Even the skeptical Professor Vorik had to acknowledge their achievement. The healing device was hailed as a major breakthrough, and their project received increased support and funding. However, their personal relationship continued to draw criticism. They faced hostility from some colleagues and outright rejection from others. Yet, their love only grew stronger, fueling their determination to prove that their bond and their work were both valuable. One night, as they worked late in the lab, Emily looked at Tsar with a mixture of hope and fear. Tsar, what if we can't change their minds? What if we're forced to choose between our love and our work? Tsar took her hands in his gaze steady. We'll find a way, Emily. Our love gives us strength, and our work proves our worth. Together, we can overcome anything. Their journey was fraught with challenges, but Tsar and Emily knew they were on the path to something extraordinary. They would continue to push boundaries, both in their research and in their hearts, striving to show that love and collaboration could transcend even the most rigid barriers. The success of the healing device brought Tsar and Emily a temporary reprieve. Their achievement was too significant to be ignored, and the Academy's administration granted them more resources to continue their work. However, the scrutiny on their personal relationship intensified, and they knew it was only a matter of time before they would face another challenge. One morning, Tsar and Emily were summoned to a special meeting with the Academy's High Council. The council, composed of the most influential and conservative members of their society, had the power to shut down their project if they deemed it too controversial. As they entered the Grand Council chamber, Tsar felt a wave of anxiety wash over him. The council members, seated in a semicircle, regarded them with stern expressions. At the center was the head of the council, Chancellor Zorth, known for his rigid views on interspecies relationships. Tsar, Dr. Clark, Chancellor Zorth began, his voice cold and authoritative. Your work has undeniably shown great promise. However, concerns have been raised about the nature of your partnership. We must ensure that personal matters do not compromise the integrity of our research. Emily stepped forward, her voice steady despite the tension in the room. Chancellor Zorth, our relationship has only strengthened our work. The breakthroughs we have achieved are a testament to our collaboration. We have always maintained professionalism in the lab. Zorath's eyes narrowed. Be that as it may, there are protocols and traditions that must be upheld. Your relationship is seen as a threat to our cultural values. We must consider the long-term implications of allowing such a partnership. Zar felt a surge of defiance. Chancellor, with all due respect, we are not here to challenge your values. We are here to save lives. Our work speaks for itself. The healing device we developed has the potential to revolutionize medical treatment for both our species. The council members exchanged glances, murmuring among themselves. Finally, Zorath raised his hand for silence. We will allow your project to continue, but under strict supervision. Any deviation from our protocols will result in immediate termination of your work. Zar and Emily nodded, grateful for the chance to continue their research, but the threat loomed over them. They returned to the lab with renewed determination, knowing they had to prove their worth now more than ever. Weeks passed, and their work progressed rapidly. They developed new applications for the healing device, including treatments for chronic illnesses and injuries that had previously been untreatable. Their success attracted attention from other research institutions and medical professionals, both alien and human. One evening, as they were working late in the lab, Zar noticed Emily looking particularly tired. Emily, you need to rest. You've been pushing yourself too hard. Emily smiled weakly. I can't stop now, Zar. We're so close to another breakthrough. But maybe just a short break. They decided to take a walk outside, finding a quiet spot under the stars. The alien sky was filled with constellations, casting a serene glow over the landscape. As they sat together, Emily leaned against Zar, feeling the weight of their journey. Zar, do you ever wonder what will happen to us? Our work, our relationship. Everything feels so uncertain, Emily said softly. Zar wrapped his arm around her, drawing her close. I think about it all the time, Emily, but I believe in us. We've come this far, and we won't give up now. Whatever happens, we'll face it together. Their moment of peace was interrupted by a sudden commotion. They rushed back to the lab to find Lyric and several other students gathered around their equipment, looking panicked. Zar, Emily, something's wrong, Lyric said urgently. The healing device had malfunctioned during a test. One of our subjects is in critical condition. Zar's heart raced. They had tested the device extensively, but he knew that any new technology carried risks. They hurried to the test area, where a young alien patient lay unconscious, surrounded by worried medics. Emily quickly assessed the situation, her mind racing. We need to stabilize him. Zar, get the emergency medical kit. We have to act fast. They worked together, their movements synchronized by months of collaboration. As they fought to save the patient, the weight of their responsibility pressed down on them. Their success or failure would determine not only the fate of their project, but also their future. After hours of intense effort, they managed to stabilize the patient. Exhausted but relieved, they slumped against the wall, the adrenaline slowly fading. We did it, Zar said, his voice barely above a whisper. Emily nodded, tears of relief in her eyes. Yes, we did. But we have to be more careful. This was too close. The incident brought renewed scrutiny from the council, but Zar and Emily were more determined than ever. They refined their device, implementing new safety protocols and rigorous testing procedures. Their love and dedication drove them to overcome every obstacle, proving that their partnership was more than just a forbidden romance. It was a force for good, capable of changing the world. As they faced each new challenge, Zar and Emily knew their journey was far from over. But with each other by their side, they were ready to face whatever came next. The days following the malfunction were tense and filled with hard work. Zar and Emily tirelessly refined their healing device, ensuring that it was safe and reliable. The scrutiny from the council grew, but so did their resolve. They knew that their work had the potential to change lives, and they weren't about to let anything stand in their way. One evening, after an exhausting day in the lab, Zar and Emily were called to an urgent meeting with Chancellor Zorath. The gravity of the situation was clear as they entered the council chamber. The council members looked somber, and Chancellor Zoreth's expression was unreadable. "Tsar, Dr. Clark," Zoreth began, "we have reviewed the incident with your device. While your quick action saved a life, the council is deeply concerned about the risks involved. We need to address these issues before proceeding further," Tsar nodded. "We understand, Chancellor. We have already implemented new safety protocols and have been conducting rigorous tests to ensure the device's reliability." Emily stepped forward. "We believe in the potential of this technology, not just for our world, but for yours as well. We've made significant improvements, and we would like to demonstrate the updated device to the council." Zoreth considered this for a moment before nodding. "Very well. We will convene tomorrow for a demonstration. Be prepared." The next day, Tsar and Emily set up the demonstration with meticulous care. They chose a series of test subjects with varying medical conditions to showcase the versatility and safety of their device. The council members watched closely as Tsar and Emily explained each step and conducted the tests. The updated device worked flawlessly, healing wounds and regenerating tissue with precision. The council members murmured among themselves, visibly impressed by the results. After the demonstration, Chancellor Zoreth stood and addressed the room. "Tsar, Dr. Clark, your work has shown remarkable promise. The improvements you have made are commendable. However, we must still proceed with caution. The council will continue to monitor your progress closely." Relieved, Tsar and Emily thanked the council and returned to their lab, feeling a renewed sense of hope. Their relationship had been tested in countless ways, but their dedication to their work and to each other had only grown stronger. As they continued their research, they began to attract attention from other medical institutions across the galaxy. Invitations for collaborations and speaking engagements poured in. They were invited to present their findings at the Intergalactic Medical Conference, a prestigious event attended by the brightest minds in the universe. The conference was held on a neutral space station, a hub of innovation and knowledge. Tsar and Emily spent days preparing their presentation, knowing that this was their chance to prove their worth on a grand scale. On the day of the conference, the hall was packed with delegates from various species. Tsar and Emily took the stage, their hearts pounding with anticipation. They began their presentation, detailing the development of their healing device, the challenges they had faced, and the solutions they had implemented. As they spoke, the audience listened intently. When it came time for the live demonstration, Tsar and Emily performed flawlessly. The healing device worked perfectly, drawing gasps and applause from the audience. After the presentation, they were approached by Dr. Kren, a renowned alien physician known for his pioneering work in regenerative medicine. "Your work is truly groundbreaking," Dr. Kren said. "I would be honored to collaborate with you. Together, we could achieve even greater advancements." Tsar and Emily were thrilled by the prospect of working with Dr. Kren. The collaboration promised to push the boundaries of medical science even further. They returned to the academy with a renewed sense of purpose and excitement. However, their joy was short-lived. One evening, as they were discussing their plans for the collaboration, Tsar received an urgent message from Lyric. "Tsar, you need to come to the council chamber immediately. There's been a development." Worried, Tsar and Emily hurried to the council chamber, where they found Chancellor Zoreth waiting for them. His expression was grave. "We have received reports of unauthorized use of your healing device," Zoreth said. "It appears that someone has been trying to replicate your technology without proper authorization or safety protocols. This could have serious repercussions." Tsar and Emily exchanged shocked glances. They had been so focused on their work that they hadn't considered the possibility of their technology being misused. "What can we do?" Emily asked. Zoreth's gaze softened slightly. "You must find out who is responsible and put a stop to it. The integrity of your work and the safety of countless lives depends on it." Determined to protect their work and ensure it was used responsibly, Tsar and Emily set out to uncover the truth. Their journey took them through unexpected twists and turns, revealing a web of deceit and greed. As they faced these new challenges, their bond was tested once again, but their love and dedication to their mission never wavered. Their journey was far from over, but they knew that together they could overcome any obstacle. Their work had the power to heal not just bodies, but also hearts, proving that love and collaboration could transcend even the most formidable barriers. The revelation that someone had been replicating their technology without authorization weighed heavily on Czar and Emily. They knew they had to act swiftly to prevent any misuse that could endanger lives and undermine their work. They decided to start their investigation by examining the records of who had accessed their lab and the device's data. After hours of combing through the security logs, they discovered a suspicious pattern. Access records pointed to a student named Varen, who had been entering the lab at odd hours. Varen was known for his ambition and competitive nature, but this kind of betrayal was unexpected. Czar and Emily decided to confront Varen directly. They found him in one of the Academy's study halls, engrossed in his work. When they approached him, Varen looked up, his expression a mix of guilt and defiance. "Varen, we need to talk," Czar said, his voice firm but controlled. "We know you've been accessing our lab and replicating our device without authorization." Varen's eyes widened with surprise, then narrowed. "I was only trying to improve it. You two have been hogging all the glory. I wanted to show that I could contribute too." Emily stepped forward, her voice calm but authoritative. "What you've done is dangerous, Varen. Our device isn't ready for widespread use without proper testing and protocols. You could have put lives at risk." Varen's defiance faltered, replaced by a flicker of realization. "I didn't think about that. I just wanted to prove myself." Czar softened his tone. "We understand the desire to prove oneself, but this isn't the way to do it. You need to work with us, not against us. Together, we can achieve much more." Varen looked down, clearly conflicted. After a long pause, he sighed. "You're right. I let my ambition get the better of me. I'll cooperate and help fix any issues caused by my actions." With Varen's help, Czar and Emily were able to track down the unauthorized devices and ensure they were safely decommissioned. The incident served as a reminder of the importance of collaboration and responsibility in their work. As the crisis passed, Czar and Emily returned to their research with renewed focus. Their collaboration with Dr. Kren began, and the combined efforts of their teams led to even greater advancements in medical technology. The healing device was refined and improved, becoming a symbol of what could be achieved when different species worked together. The Academy, too, began to change. The success of Czar and Emily's project and the way they handled the crisis prompted a shift in attitudes. Slowly, the rigid views on interspecies relationships began to soften. The Council, including Chancellor Zorith, recognized the value of their partnership and the progress it had brought. One evening, as Czar and Emily stood on a balcony overlooking the Academy grounds, they reflected on their journey. The stars shone brightly above, a reminder of the vast universe they were a part of. "We've come a long way, haven't we?" Emily said, her voice filled with wonder. Czar nodded, wrapping an arm around her. "Yes, we have. And there's still so much more to do. But I know that as long as we have each other, we can face anything." Emily smiled, leaning into his embrace. "Together, we've proven that love and collaboration can overcome even the greatest challenges." I wouldn't have it any other way. Their journey had been filled with ups and downs, but their love had remained a constant source of strength and inspiration. As they looked to the future, they knew that their work would continue to make a difference, healing not just bodies, but also bridging the gaps between different worlds. Their story became a legend at the Academy, inspiring future generations of students. Czar and Emily's partnership showed that love and dedication could transcend cultural boundaries, and that true progress came from working together, hand in hand. As they stood together under the stars, they knew that their journey was far from over. But with each other by their side, they were ready to face whatever came next, united by their love and their shared mission to heal and innovate.